IVM.
Hey guys, even though Elon Musk is trying to turn everyone into robots, you'll be happy to know that very real human beings work at IVM Podcasts, and some of them are even cool. How do I know? Well, listen to their own podcast, IVM Likes, where they recommend what they are listening to, watching, or reading. Catch IVM Likes every Monday on iTunes, Stitcher, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And may I recommend the IVM Podcasts app. Hi everyone, you're listening to the Geek Fruit Bulletin with me and Jishnu. Hi Jishnu.
Hello.
So, what are we talking about today in the news or not news categories of our show?
In keeping with the theme of our main episode for this week,
Which is how to get kids into sci-fi with special guest Saurabh Kanwar.
who is your facial hair namesake or facial hair sake?
Who?
You have the exact same facial hair, I just realized.
Ooh.
You and Saurabh.
No, we don't.
Yeah, you do.
Well, he has a white beard and I have a black one.
And they look the same.
No, his is like groomed, cut, it's like shaped and stuff.
Dora the Explorer has
Yes.
found her dad.
Yes, this is true. I read about this. Yeah.
It's nonsense. Micheal Pena.
It's great. Did you
is
see the
playing
photograph
dad.
of Dora?
No. There's a
They
photograph of
released
Dora?
I don't know if this is fake or real, but I believe there was an image released for Dora, and it's a teenage-esque looking girl.
Either way.
Who's wearing the same colors. It's not been like gritty, and made darker and leather.
It's not
and
the
all that
Netflix
stuff.
version of Dora.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. And it looks, I hate saying this, but it looks bad, guys. I don't want to say what I want to say.
But it's Micheal Pena playing her dad, Eva Longoria as the mom.
Okay.
And I forget who the actual Dora is. I don't think I'm familiar with her. Do you know who she is?
Not sure.
The name didn't really ring out to me.
Okay,
anyway,
actually, let's find out.
It's hilarious. Isabella Moner? I don't know how to say it.
Okay.
Never seen her, but no real opinion on that.
So is she
it's just
going-
amusing that Micheal Pena and Eva Longoria, of all people, are like leading names now.
Also,
in
Eva
their own
Longoria
movie.
is
It's just
like-
great. What happened to her?
Is she? Yeah, what was the last thing I saw her in?
Desperate Housewives.
Yeah.
Like 15 years ago.
And she's playing the mom, and he's like 15 years younger than her? Is that how
What?
their age difference is?
No, he's like
He's
he
40?
must be roughly our age. Yeah.
Oh, I always thought he was like in his 20s or 30s
Oh God,
or
no.
something.
No. Yeah, maybe like mid 30s, late 30s.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's fine
I don't
then.
know.
I thought he was like a 20-year-old.
I'm just tickled because it's Micheal Pena and I love him.
Yeah, he's great. He's awesome.
That's all I got. I count that as not news.
Yeah,
Nobody needed to know that.
No, Dora is well within the gamut of what we speak about.
Less
Now,
Dora, more Micheal Pena.
Also, here's the other thing. Is in the movie, is she going to wait for us to answer the questions? Like in the TV show where she goes like, I'm going to cross this road now. Do you think it's a good idea? Okay. Is that going to happen? Because that would be super weird. That would be really weird. Unless people have an app. No, this is too much work. I don't think that's going to happen. I have news as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even really want to read the article. I just want to read the headline because it's so good. U.S. congressman indicted partially for spending campaign funds on Steam games. How good is that?
Hey, I sympathize.
Yeah, of course.
A
Wait,
good
one second.
deal is a good deal, man.
Also-
I got Arkham Knight for 150 rupees.
Correct. Yeah, that's why we
What?
do. That's why we do Steam. That's why Valve
150
is the
rupees.
greatest thing ever for
Oh
humanity.
my God.
Now, here's the thing. If it's can't he put it under business expenditure saying that, oh, I'm learning how to control. What if he's playing like a strategy game, which is
I'm
helping him
role
with-
playing. I'm strategizing.
RPG,
I'm
boom.
playing a role playing game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think this is fair. U.S. State's Congressman Duncan Hunter of California's wife Margaret Hunter have been indicted by the Federal Election Committee for spending campaign funds on personal expenses, including $1,300 on Steam games. This is so good.
Did they say what games?
I'm trying to find out. It's just Hunter himself labeled these expenses as quote-unquote Steam games on his 2015 campaign finance disclosure, noting them as personal expenses needed to be paid back. That's fine. So why is he being indicted
I thought
for
he was
it?
going to try and pitch it as like, I'm going to infiltrate the Steam gamers and like sell myself to them that way. Like, hey bro, like I'll take out some extra goons for you on Fortnite if you vote for me.
Yeah, I don't think...
That'd be great. I'd
yeah,
buy that.
Here's the image of it. It's like...
Jesus,
that's just Steam
that's
games.
a lot of
Yeah,
Steam
there's a lot of
games.
gaming.
Okay, anyway.
All right, cool. So, so that's my news. Is there any other news? Did you hear about this backlash now to Star Wars Resistance, by the way?
Yes.
What is that about?
People think it's too childlike.
What the
But-
f*** else? My God, it's supposed to be for kids.
Yeah.
Why do people do this?
Because Star Wars fans are
Man, they're
douches.
the worst. We've lost, right?
Yes.
We all lost.
Yes, in terms of just if you walk into a room and introduce yourself as a Star Wars fan, I would have bated breath. Because it could go so many ways. You could be
Yeah.
my best friend for life, or I could really, really not like you.
This is the worst.
It's a sad state of
This
affairs.
is what it is. I don't know if this is what it was like in
it's called
2000.
capitalism.
No, I mean, like, I don't know if this is what it was like in 2001 after the 1999 after the prequels and stuff. But this is now fueled with the internet, man, and it's just worse. I
I
think.
definitely think it's worse than it was back then because
Man.
we didn't have Twitter.
Did you read Kelly Marie
Trans.
Yeah.
What?
Her statement. She finally
No, what did she say?
came out with a essay. It was pretty cool. Like she's talking about how it was just really emotional and really really moving because she's grown up as as anyway being like an Asian who's grown up in the States, blah blah blah. Always dealing with different people who don't understand who she is, where she comes from, and things like that. And now she talks. She doesn't really explicitly mention Star Wars, but it's like ends on a really positive note where she ends with the lines, "I am the first woman of color to be in a Star Wars movie. I'm the first, to be first female lead who's a woman of color and all that stuff. And
Right.
I am going to continue owning that and stuff." Yeah, it was a really positive thing. But
Sticks and stones.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
I mean, like the fact that it comes like, I don't know, months later after she quit like Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that, it kind of shows that she took a toll for it. And but I mean, it's good that she's back, but it just sucks that this is the worst franchise now for fans. I mean, like it's toxic. If not, there's no other word
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, it was invented for reasons like this. you know?
I choose to believe, naive as it may be, I choose to believe that it's more that any little bit of negative media about the biggest thing on the planet will get picked up, no matter how small it is. And not to say these were small circumstances or small incidents at all, but like even the little thing about the resistance.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares if a couple of idiots write about
But-
how much
but
they
that's
don't
the
like
thing,
something?
it's not
but
just
it's
a
the
couple
biggest
of
thing you're talking about. So it's like, cool. It's because nobody's gonna put out an article tomorrow that says people are really excited about the resistance. Unless there's something new that you show us, right?
Correct.
But even if there's nothing new and one idiot posts a blog about something negative, they'll pick up on that and say like,
But
all right,
what-
that's worthy of talking
But
about.
it's not just that. I also genuinely feel like people don't like Star Wars anymore. Like as in in the sense that you see anything got to do with The Last Jedi, anything, DVD release, Blu-ray release, whatever it is, there's a ton of people who just absolutely dislike it. Sure, that's fine. I'm never against that. It's just the amount of people who are as vocal as they are.
Is it
I don't know what
is it the
man.
actual content? Is it actually the films themselves, or is it people don't like the idea of
don't
those
like the-
those people, those guys, those Star Wars fans who are in the millions talking about Star Wars again
I just
for the
think-
millionth
No,
time?
I
You know
think
what mean?
I
Like,
think
oh my god, another new thing. Are we going to have to hear about Star Wars for forever all over again?
No, man. I don't think it's that. I think Star Wars at least was beloved. I just think Star Wars, people, they hate change. That's it. They can't deal with change. Literally, that's it. They can't deal with what this franchise has turned into, which is
Right.
like a fresh, new kind of place for it to be in for the first time in so many years.
Yeah.
And they can't handle it because they want their franchise to be something and not change. Because if they want something edgy or different or new, they want to go to newer things, right? It's not like if they
Yeah.
took the same story ideas
Yeah.
and put it into something else, which is brand new, they wouldn't accept it. They would accept it. They just don't want it to be part of Star Wars. And I don't think that's wrong per se, but if you want to keep watching the same movie and over again versus watch it thrive and adapt and evolve like a good franchise should, especially coming from one of the biggest conglomerates in the world, which is Disney, has to adapt and has to represent more people. Like, say, diversity is one of the things they're issuing, nepotism is one thing they're issuing, and they want to kind of, and then think about it, how they've woven it into the theme of the movies, which is like about the Jedi and blah blah blah, and that's literally the whole movie's about being
Yeah.
woke.
Yeah.
And like,
Hubris was thrown around a lot.
exactly. And they've done it so skillfully. In fact, Ryan Johnson has done it very skillfully, and it has backfired in such a humongous way.
I think in that vein, the conversation we always have about, we need new original films and
Yeah.
new original scripts as opposed to adaptations, right?
Yeah.
In that vein, I guess, as much as we do enjoy the one-off movies and the new franchises that come out of nothing, as great as those are, I guess in a way, your comic book adaptations will always have an easier crowd
Yeah,
to
yeah.
change it because they're built on that premise of like being a comic.
Exactly.
It's going to be
always-
different because different writers, different runs, different whatever.
Yeah.
The story, like we can kill Batman, we'll bring him back, we'll kill him again, we'll bring him back, we'll do whatever the hell we want, no
Yeah.
holds barred. But if you do that with something that's original, like imagine if Arrival, let's say, became a franchise and
Yeah.
became Arrival again and Arrival some more. And then you changed it. And then it was no longer about language or whatever. And now
Yeah.
somehow it's about gardening. All right? It's about whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
People would have backlash. However, with Batman or with any comic book, you
yeah.
can say, all right, now it's,
it's
Riri
also-
Williams. Now she's like a black
But why
teenager.
is that?
Like, what the hell? It's fine. You know,
is it
it's-
because these franchises have existed for like 70 years? But Star Wars, like I was saying on Twitter the other day, Star Wars is 41 years
Yeah,
old.
exactly. But between 70 and 40, there's not that big
That's
a
not-
difference.
yeah,
So it's-
exactly.
Yeah, it's not a time thing. I think it's the protective nature of the fact that this is it's a
Skywalker.
baby. It's you can't mess with it because it's brand new, it's pure, it's come from nothing, and it's amazing, as opposed to something that once upon a time,
Yeah.
the comic book, whatever the comic book it is, was an assembly line. People said, I'm going to commission a bunch of different writers to
do
take
this
this character
story, yeah.
and do what the hell you want with them, and we'll approve the story. But at the end of the day, I know that this guy's story and that guy's story are going to be completely different, but only grounded in so much as the characters are the same and the principles have to hold true.
Yeah.
But their adventures are their own, and that's fine. And when you buy into comics, you know that going in. But when you go in to sit down in theater for the very first time, when you watch Arrival or Star Wars, whatever it is, you're looking at it as a finite thing. Whereas with a comic, you're looking at it as like
It's infinite, yeah.
there is no happily ever after because the story never ends.
Yes.
You know?
I mean,
and Star
we
Wars
can
ends with
say
happily
that.
ever after, and we f***ed with the happily ever after.
Yeah.
And people don't like that.
Yeah. I mean, look, they were okay with The Force Awakens, I think. And I think it's just...
Enough, so.
Yeah.
But then they had beef like it was too similar. You know what I mean? So it's
and
like
then they
you
changed
can't-
it radically
you
and they were
can't-
like,
you
no.
can't please them.
This is what, and just to conclude, I mean, this is how I'd like the last episode 9 to kind of end, which is that I hope they lean into this backlash that they've got and kind of, have them face like a massive populace of people who don't like that the Jedi have ended, or I want them to address it in this, just like how they've woven it into the themes of...
What's like the kid with the broomstick gets all his other broomstick kid friends and say to Luke, what?
We agree with what you said about the Jedi were... Like, I want them to show...
That the Jedi were fake?
I want them
Or-
to kind of lean into the fact that everyone hated this movie, and I don't know how somehow represented in the story. Just like how everyone was saying, "Oh, the first movie was too
similar. Now it's
and
like-
the Jedi have been this one way." So this
Right.
movie said, "Let's write it into the plot that we should actually just change everything." And they did that,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they kind of lost everybody.
Yeah.
And with this last movie, they should anyway. What is it? It's going to end the saga. It's fine. It's not going to hurt the Star Wars franchise. Everyone's
Of
always
course.
going to watch.
You can't hurt the Star Wars
Yeah,
franchise.
exactly.
That's-
They should just end it with the most like. Just go in, man. Just go in. I don't think JJ has the stones to do it because he's
True.
Yeah, he won't do it.
He'll play a safer bet.
He's been hired for that reason.
Yeah,
I feel,
yeah.
and it would be so good though if they do that. Anyway, all right, cool. That's our episode. Couldn't help but talk about Star Wars as per usual, but it's fine. Let us know what you think about whether congressmen should spend on Steam games. That's about it.
Will you watch Dora?
Will you watch Dora? We're waiting for your answer. That's right. See you later, you nerds.
गिव मी अ वर्ड या कोई भी लाइन, कुछ भी हो सकता है यार. क्या कहा आपने? टोपी. ओके. मोहन जोशी hated wearing टोपीज. He felt suffocated in them. टोपी पहनते ही उसे स्कूल की याद आती थी. Where of course he had no choice but to wear a टोपी. वह जिस दिन पास आउट हुआ, उसी दिन उसने अपनी टोपी का बॉनफायर बना दिया. And since then, he'd never worn a cap or a hat. ना कड़कती धूप में, and not even to बचो from the ठंडी. But from Monday 26th February, Mohan Joshi had to wear a topi all the time. Why? Because if he didn't, everyone around him knew exactly वो क्या सोच रहा था. They knew that he was wondering how the girl in the yellow churidar would look बिना कपड़े के. They knew when he was calling the boss a sadela टमाटर. They knew everything. पर ये सब हुआ कैसे? अरे भाई, यही तो स्टोरी है. और ये स्टोरी आप ही ने मुझे दिया by giving me the starting word. यही तो है The Croc's Tales. Words आपके, कहानी आपके लिए. Catch the stories on Monday and Thursday on the IVM website, app, and anywhere you get your podcast from. See you soon.
अगर आपकी जिंदगी में कोई ऐसी आपको दुविधा हो जिसका सवाल कोई दे नहीं पा रहा, तो हमने बनाया है आपके लिए एक खास शो जिसका नाम है सुन लो जी सुरलॉजी, जिस पर मैं पवन कुमार आपका सूत्रधार आपका स्वागत करता हूँ ताकि आप पूछ सके सवाल सोनू से।
Yes, I am Sonu. Hello, pleased to make your meeting. I am a super reality celebrity और दुनिया के कोई भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है जो सेलिब्रिटी सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते, तो मैं आपके सारे प्रॉब्लम्स का हलाइजेशन एंड सॉल्वाइजेशन कर दूंगा।
तो जी हाँ, सोचिए मत, जरूर सुनिए सुन लो जी सोलॉजी हर बुधवार, दैट इज वेडनेसडे।
प्लीज लाइक आइज, शेयर आइज, कमेंटलाइज। अगर आपके पास कोई भी प्रॉब्लम्स है सोनू को बताइए, सोनू सारे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर सकता है। इसी तरह तो मैं सुपर सेलिब्रिटी बना हूँ।